Hello, beautiful souls. I just remembered that I got this download first thing this morning when I woke up, and I am driving right now. Spirit told me, make sure to put this message out today, and then I almost forgot. And I was listening to something, and it triggered my memory, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to put this message out. This has to do with why there is such an importance on really having a spirit of discernment these days, and in these days, they're correcting me, and also really learning how to connect into your intuition. And I'm trying to remember what the dream was, but I don't, for whatever reason, remember what the dream was, but it's revolving around AI. So being online and seeing all of the pictures and videos that are being deep faked, and AI is being used to trick people. And even in the short time that we've been experiencing this AI, as well, it's been around. The governments have been messing around with it. Obviously, they're always 10 steps ahead of the general population. But the general population is just now, within probably the last few years, kind of getting a taste of the AI. And we got like the Chat GPT, and AI can write books and papers and articles, and then you've got the pictures that it's creating artwork, and then the deep faking where you can put people's faces on other people's bodies. And there's so much deception and trickery happening right now that you would be kind of naive to believe or think that this isn't going to be used nefariously by certain people in the world that have power and control. So even though I don't believe AI is necessarily bad, I think it's something that needs to be respected. It's not going anywhere. And wherever you put your energy is where you receive more. So if you are being afraid of AI, if your whole thoughts and beliefs are around the fact that AI is bad and it's going to ruin society, then that will be the reality that you experience. So I'm choosing to see AI as another tool in our humanity's toolbox that we need to learn how to use responsibly, respectfully, and in a balanced way, so that we don't ruin humanity. Right? But the bigger message that I was receiving this morning is that because of the nature of AI right now, and what it's, the Spirit is saying, the fact that we're seeing little tidbits of this with the excuse me, with the fake pictures and the fake videos and stuff, Spirit saying that's kind of a warning to us, to let us know just how deceptive this can be, and why we really individually and collectively need to be working on how to understand discernment. Because the majority of humanity that is not connected to their spirit, they're not connected to their soul space, they're still, the veil is still down for them. They're still living strictly through their ego human self, and they're not even religious people that think they believe in God, they're really still not connected, because they're perceiving all of that through their brain, through their own thoughts about what everything is. And these are the people that are going to be deceived very easily. So it is really important right now to really start diving in, and what that's going to look, there is no real how to guide. I'm sorry, hold on. Anytime I feel like I have an important message to get out, my throat starts acting up. So, and I'm hearing that because of the throat issue, that this is an attack. But it's not AI attacking us. That's going to be, there's going to be people that want to shift the blame to the technology, and it's not, because it's humans that are choosing to use the technology. The technology is neutral, just like money. Money can be used for good or bad. It's neutral. It's the intention behind it. So there's no right or there's no, that's not the right wording, Spirit, hold on. There's no guidebook on how to do all this. That's why what I'm hearing is this is going to be a need for everyone to go within and start that process for themselves. That healing process, that discernment is going to have to come within from each person's connection to source, to God, to whatever label you want to give that. But it's a divine, eternal connection it's rooted in love, and it's the most powerful energetic force in existence. And each person needs to figure out how to get connected to that, and it's going to be different for everybody. You know, I share my journey publicly because I feel led to, because I feel there will be certain people who will resonate with my story and my circumstances, and that will be kind of a roadmap for those people. But there is no set rules or how to experience this, because it's going to be different for each person. I do know what I'm hearing is that the first step is just the fact that you're hearing this and something is stirring within you. If you're listening to this and you didn't click off, then there's something in your soul that's saying, hey, it's time to wake up. It's time to start the transformation process. And that's going to look different for everybody, how it happens. For me, I don't know why they want me to talk about this, but I guess it's pertinent. I started my process many, many years ago. It just started with questioning. I was always questioning everything. And even when I was considered myself a Christian, you know, I was still always questioning things, because there were still things about the Christian religion that I didn't fully agree with in my spirit. Like, something didn't feel right, and it was very hard for me to reconcile that and say that, yes, I am a straight up Christian, when there were things I didn't agree with. And so that search for inner truth, for that truth that felt right, that felt like it lined up with everything I internally knew to be right and beautiful with the world. That took me going within and really searching, and it was less about finding it in outside entities. In other words, I wasn't finding it in religion. I wasn't finding it in other philosophies. I wasn't finding it in books or other people. I was finding bits of truth in all of that, but it wasn't until I went internally and really connected internally with Source that I was able to come to a truth that resonated and felt 100% authentic for me, so that I could live my life through that truth. So my thoughts are in alignment, my words are in alignment, my actions. Not to say that means I'm perfect, because I'm still human. I'm still wrestling with ego. I'm still wrestling with wounds. There are, you know, we're a work in progress until the day we die. We're never going to be fully there, you know, but you will be more in alignment, and you will see things in your life start to fall into place when you're living authentically. And so I don't know why Spirit wanted me to go through all that. For those of you that are kind of maybe just starting your spiritual journey, and you're just, maybe even that term scares you a little bit because of all the woo-woo that people throw on it. But really, it's just a journey of self. It's a journey of learning what is truth for you, what makes sense to you, so that you can live authentically in that truth. And right now, we are in a time of humanity where this is very, very vital, is the word I'm hearing, because there's going to be so much deception surrounding you. And when you are perceiving the world through your five senses, and you're disconnected from your soul, you're going to be easily duped, because most people believe it when they see it. They don't have true faith. They don't have true, faith is the word that they're telling me. So for them, which is them meaning the majority of humanity, you know, they heavily rely on tangible, what they can see, what they can feel, what they can hear, what they can taste, for it to be true for them. So if they are seeing things that are being manipulated, they're going to be inclined to believe that to be truth. And when you start to build up your spirit of discernment, when you start to really tap into your intuition, you will begin to feel off when something is not true, when something is not authentic, when something is not real. You will feel it in your spirit. You will feel it in your body. You will have physical symptoms. But you have to be tuned into that. And so we are going into in a time where I feel, and I don't like putting out prophetic things, but I do feel this is what I'm being guided to say. So please take this with discernment as well. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm saying that what I'm hearing is that we're in a time period right now where there are entities on this planet, you know, being people and other things that are on this planet that are, they are losing their illusion of power and control. And out of desperation, they're turning to wickeder and wickeder forms of trickery to try to maintain that control. And the illusion is breaking, okay? The illusion of that power and control, because it is just an illusion. The reason these entities think they have power and control over us is because they've been able to manipulate us for so long into believing the things that they've put in front of us, using media, using, you know, all the different forms that they've used throughout time. But because of the shifts that are happening, that illusion is beginning to break. And out of desperation, they're turning to more nefarious forms of control to try to keep that illusion of control going, that illusion of power. And so the more and more people wake up individually, that becomes very powerful, because it becomes a domino effect. As each person awakens, that energy that's created within that person, which is a divine energy, that kind of a light that turns on, it attracts more people around them to wake up. It's a domino effect. It's they're showing me a math term. What is that called? Exponentially. It's an exponential growth, and they're trying desperately to stop that from happening. So it is really, really important right now that the collective really starts putting intentional time and energy into going within and really working on the spirit of discernment. And how that's going to look for each of you is going to look, it might just be looking up YouTube videos about the spirit of discernment. It might be meditating. It might be praying. It might be reading books and articles about it. Always ask for guidance. Say, you know, Holy Spirit, this message is resonating for me. It's making sense. And I want to be mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually prepared for whatever is coming. Please put the resources, the people and resources in my path that can help me strengthen my intuition and my spirit of discernment during these times. And you can say something like that to help you. And then you need to be consciously awake, because once you pray for that, you know, Spirit and God, they're going to start putting those things into your path to kind of help wake you up. So you have to be aware. You have to be paying attention, because if you go back to sleep, if you put that veil back down, you're going to miss those what is spirit showing me, like breadcrumbs on a trail. So your higher self, God, Spirit, they're leaving breadcrumbs for you to pay attention, to help you on your path. But if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss those breadcrumbs. Okay, so this is your call to start choosing to live consciously in every moment, choosing to be present in the moment. That means if your brain starts wandering to what's happening 5 hours from now or a week from now or whatever, and you start shut that down, because you don't want to be spending your time and energy in a future that hasn't happened yet. If your mind is constantly wandering to things that have happened in the past that you can't change, you're going to have to consciously pull yourself out of that and bring yourself into the present moment and say, what is happening right now in the present moment? And let me just handle that moment by moment, instead of getting stuck in the past or worrying about a future that hasn't happened yet. So this is really, I don't know why, Spirit, I feel like there must be something either big about to happen, or, I don't know why I'm being guided to say this, but, my channel's not very big, so it's not like I'm reaching the masses. So that means in my heart that whoever you are listening to this, whoever this message reaches, you're important. You're important in your life for you, but you're important to your community surrounding you, because you are going to be that light bearer in wherever you are. And so if this message is resonating for you, again, I urge you to take it into discernment, pray about it, and ask the Holy Spirit, ask God, or whoever it is that you communicate with, ask them to show you your next steps in this, because I feel it's very important in this time. Usually when I get messages like this where I'm being told, put this message out, and there's an urgency behind it, it's usually a time thing. It's usually like, hey, it could be someone listening is about to experience something that's going to be, I'm hearing a little frightening, a little jarring, a little disorienting, and this message needs to reach them before that happens so that they can prepare themselves. So this isn't a doom and gloom thing. It's more just, the Boy Scout motto, be prepared. This is more of a heads up on how to prepare yourself, so that you can have that strength and courage that you're going to need to get through what's happening in our world today. Okay? I think that's the message. So thank you for listening. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Namaste.